I think the stories of the Bible, the wilderness experience has been a recurring theme for me. So you can think about the number of years that were spent in the wilderness, that's one thing, but then what character was being developed. I increasingly appreciate the importance of struggle. When you really get down to it, we have a lot of Pollyannish Christians, really, that think if we're living right, we could never theologically defend this, but that doesn't mean that we don't fundamentally believe this, that if you're living right, you're not going to have trouble. This is one of the reasons I've studied both locus of control and God causation. What happens is that sometimes when there's illness, we then will sometimes have what we call punitive divine appraisals, thinking that our illness is because someone sinned, and thinking that God caused it, even this distinction between God's causing it and God allowing it. We bring those narratives both from our culture, but also from our tradition in the church. And it gets tradition in that way because people don't talk about it differently. So there's like a hole. Well, why do people have mental illness? Why do people have physical illness? If pastors don't preach about this and at least give a more complex perspective on that, it's left for folk narratives. So then there's greater stigma. There's the cultural stigma, family stigma, and then even religious stigma about these things. And so if those barriers then can be overcome, then you're really getting more in touch with, what are the depths of people's pain? We as a church have really ignored some of these things. So to acknowledge the barrier, to acknowledge what's been blocking and maybe frustrating that, and then to speak openly to, sometimes we act like those people have it and we don't. But the owning of it is saying, to some degree, I have this too, or I deal with this. So then what do we need to do? We are cultivating more authentic expression of who we are and our ups and downs.